Hi everyone, this is Ravi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is our lesson 6 on Tricentis Tosca automation tool. So in this session, I'm going to cover the topics like test step values, dynamic random expressions, and math expressions. So in my previous session, I have already covered how to add the modules in Tricentis Tosca and also how can we create test case structure and then how to add the test steps for test case structure. And now I'm covering how can we add the test step values so that Tosca tool can steer our system under test application. Please subscribe to my channel, click on bell icon so that you will receive a notification whenever I publish the future sessions lesson 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. Okay, so now let me go back to Tosca tool. Okay, so this is my Tosca tool. So in my previous lessons, I have already explained how to add a test case structure, how to create test case structure in Tosca, and also have showed you how can we add test steps within the test case structure folders by using modules, right? So there are two methods where either you can drag and drop the module to create a test step, or you can click on add test step function to add the actual test step from a module in the test case folder structure. So now, as we have already inserted test steps for each folder, right? So if you see these test steps, what we are doing for precondition, I'm opening URL, navigating to login page, and then click on login button, and then I'm navigating to apparels, and then I'm clicking on blue jeans, I'm ordering the blue jeans, and then again I'm navigating to shopping cart. I am going to this shopping cart procedures, and then I'm providing a billing address, shipping address. I'm selecting the shipping method. So this way, all the test steps, whatever we added, which are in the sequential manner, so that Tosca can steer the application accordingly. Right? So now we have a test steps, but to steer the application, Tosca should know what values to be inserted or what values to be selected while steering the application, right? So what to do and how to do that we have to instruct by providing the values or by providing the test step values. Okay, so let me just double click on my first folder, okay, which is a precondition. Now let me just show an example how to add a test step values so that Tosca can steer the application. Okay, so now if you see here, my first step is my first test step within precondition is enter URL. Correct. So here I have provided the value of URL, and now let's assume I want to click on what is this? We have to navigate to the login page, right? So in the on top menu you have register, my account, login, logout. These are all the links. Okay, if you see the symbol here left side, it shows links. So now I want to click on link called login. For that I need to enter X, because this is a button, you will not have any value, right? That's why I'm entering X. So as soon as you enter X, what happens? Your action mode. If you see here, first you have to make sure that to enter any test of values, you have to make sure you have a name, value, action mode, and data type opened in your details pane. Okay. So here I'm clicking on the login. To click on login, I am actually instructing Tosca to do an action mode called input. Okay, and then I'm entering the value X. So, or you can do one thing, you can delete the value here because, sorry, so let me just control Z. you can delete this value, okay, and then you can only select input as an action mode for the corresponding link that you want to click. So okay, so even this way the Tosca will be able to recognize your action. Okay, that means it can click on login link, but it is best practice to add a value for any button as X. That means user will know that so you are using this button within this module. Okay, and next let's say I want to enter. So as soon as you click on button, so now you will be redirecting to login page, right? So now you will be entering the email ID. Okay, so now entering the value for any edit box is this way. You just need to enter the text that you would like to provide here. So as soon as you enter the text, or as soon as you enter the value against a corresponding field or text box and click on enter, if you see the action mode by default it changes to input. Okay, so my action mode for any edit box or any button is an input. Okay, I'm instructing Tosca to provide this particular text in email. And then password. Before you enter the password, so if you see your data type, it automatically changed as password. Okay, and here, so let me now enter password. Okay, so as soon as you enter the password, so it automatically converts to a encrypted format because I have selected the data type as a password. Okay, because this field contains the password, the Tosca is intelligent enough to pick up the data type automatically as password. Okay, and then again once you provide username, password, you are gonna click on login button. Again for button I'm gonna pass value as X and my action mode as input. Okay, it's just a precondition folder where we have entered the values so that it can perform a login operation. Correct? So this is the way for button and edit box you can enter the values, or for any test step you can enter the values and you'll be providing the action modes. So in my next session I'm gonna clearly explain about other action modes that are available in Tosca. Okay, and also I'm going to explain about the data types in the future video sessions. Okay, so for now we are learning how to enter the values. Okay, so now let me cover some of the theoretical topics. Okay, and then we will again go back to our test step values, and then we are gonna provide test step values for our entire scenario where you will be logging in, and then you are gonna select a product, and then you are gonna add a product to shopping cart, and then you'll be navigating to shopping cart, and then you'll be checking out, and then you'll be providing your credit card details, and then you are going to confirm your pricing details, etc. Okay, so now let me cover some of the theoretical topics on test step values. Okay, so I have shown how to enter the test step values for any given button or link, and also I have shown for any edit boxes how do we enter the test step values. Okay, so there are some other test step value examples here. So if you enter click with the capital letters in curly braces, that means you would like to show an arrow, that means cursor, when automation tool Tosca runs an application, basically when it steals an application. Okay, and if you type text as enter in curly braces, that means you would like to perform a keyboard enter operation. Okay, and we have used X for any link or button to be entered. Okay, so if you want to use any hard-coded text, then you are going to insert the text that you would like to pass on. And also in the same way, if you want to pass any numeric value, you can just type in the numeric value in the value column so that the taskbar can enter the same value in the application. Okay. So let me explain what is a dynamic random expression. So basically, to steer the application, we have to instruct taskbar in providing the values, correct? So during providing the values, so you can also use some expressions so that you can instruct taskbar to enter some random values. Okay, so what is the syntax? We generally, the syntax for providing any random values is a curly braces. So within the curly braces, you are going to provide the syntax. So first, within the syntax, first you are going to provide a command that you would like to perform, and then you will be providing the parameters, right? So here the command for the random expression is RND is the command, capital RND. And your parameter, if you see the first row, I have provided a parameter as 5. That means it's gonna enter a random value of 5 digits. Okay, and the next one, if you see, there is a random command called RND, and the parameter values shows first parameter is 3 and second parameter is 9. That means it's gonna create a random value between 3 and 9. Okay, and then to create a random text, you're gonna use a command called random text, capital letters, and provide the text length. If I provide the text length as 5, it's going to create a random text which includes numeric as well as the numbers. Okay, it provides the random text with a length 5. In the same way, random decimal. So you're going to provide a command called RND decimal, and then you're going to provide a digit, number of digits that you would like to randomly generate, which is 5, and number of decimals that you would like to generate randomly, which is 2. Okay, so this way you can create basically generate a random expressions within the value column for taskbar to enter the values. Okay, so by now we understand what is test step value and how to enter test step values for each test step in taskbar. So let me explain an end-to-end scenario so that you will be very much clear in entering the test step values. Okay, so what is our end-to-end scenario? So I'm going to first enter username, password, and then I'm going to click on login. And then once I click on login, I'm going to direct to apparel shoes, and then I'm going to add a blue jeans. Basically, I'm going to click on blue jeans, and then I'm going to enter the quantity as 25, and then add to cart. Once you add to cart, we are going to navigate to shopping cart to basically checkout, right? So before checkout, I'm going to agree and then click on checkout. So once you click on checkout, I'm going to proceed with entering the billing address, shipping address, payment method, right? And then by entering the credit card details and then validating the price. And then I'm going to again log out from the application. Okay, so that's the entire end-to-end scenario. So let me show you how to enter values for this entire end-to-end scenario. Okay, it's very clear for you. So we are going to consider each folder. Basically, we are going to enter the test step values folder wise. Okay, so that it will be very easy for us to understand the scenarios. Okay, so first one, precondition. So let me expand this particular folder, expand all. There is an option called expand all, and then see. Okay, so here I'm basically entering the URL, and then I'm clicking on login, right? I'm clicking on login application, and then I'm entering the email, password, and login button, clicking on login button. So this one I already showed you. Okay, so let me go to the next folder, which is order product, and then expand your order product test steps. Okay, and here now after logging in, I have to click on apparels and shoe, right? So this is the link. Okay, so for that you'll be entering X, and then you're going to select automatically action mode will be input, and then here I'm going to select blue jeans, and then I'm going to enter the quantity as 25, and then I'm going to click on add cart, right? So hence I'm entering add cart, and then go to start checkout, expand this, and here I'm navigating to shopping cart, right? For that I have to basically enter X against shopping cart link, and then I have to click on terms, right? So here I need to make this checkbox, terms of service checkbox, as true, so that it checks the checkbox, and then I'm gonna click on checkout button, and then go to checkout process, expand this particular folder steps, and here billing address I'm gonna click on continue, and then shipping address I'm gonna click on continue, and then shipping method. So for any drop downs or control groups, right? So you can see the values in the drop down. Okay, so my shipping method I'm going to use a ground method. Okay, and then once I select the shipping method, click on continue, and then what is my payment method? Okay, so the payment method, there are 4 radio buttons. So I have created a radio button group. That's why I can see entire values in the drop down. If you remember in my previous session how to create a control group, I showed you creating a control group of links. So this is the advantage where you can easily select what value you would like to pick up. Okay, so here I'll be selecting credit card, and then click on continue, and here payment information. So here what is the credit card that I'm using? I'm using Visa, and what is called holder name. So it's a just hard-coded text I'm going to provide. What is my card name? So there is a predefined card name that has been provided, Tasca. So I'm entering that predefined value, and then my month, year, and then what is my card code, right? And then I'm going to hit click on continue. Done. So then go to confirmation, expand this confirmation, and then here I'm gonna click on confirm. So validating the prices I'm gonna show you in the later session. Okay, and then go to post condition, expand this, and here I'm gonna click on continue, because once I enter confirmation you will be going to the confirmation page, and then you need to click on continue. Once you click on continue, I have to log out from the application, and then of course we already entered to close the window. Okay, so if you remember, we have used an standard module within the Tasca where they have provided a lot of inbuilt modules to perform some operations on many applications. Okay, so now we have completed entering all the values. So if you go here, expand, so let me expand all the values whatever we entered in the entire end-to-end scenario. Okay, so if you want to filter out some of the controls that does not require, basically for which you did not enter the values, you just need to click on F9, so that it keeps only the controls which have the values. Okay, so hope you all understand the concept of test step values, dynamic expressions, and examples of test step values. And then I'm going to explain action modes and test data types in the next sessions. Okay, hope you all understand the concept. Please subscribe to my channel and click on bell icon. Thank you.